The 12th President of India and the first woman to serve as President of India, Pratibha Patil, had said that corruption is the enemy of development and of good governance and must be gotten rid of. She said that for that to succeed, both the government and the people must come together to achieve this as a national objective. This statement reflects the reason EFCC is galvanizing support from Nigerians. They have to own the anti-corruption fight in order to achieve the Nigeria of our dreams. Thanks for keeping a date with us as always on The Eagle. My name is Aisha Muhammad. International Anti-Corruption Day has been observed annually on the 9th day of December since the passage of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption Bill on 31st October 2003 to raise public awareness for anti-corruption. The convention states in part that the UN is concerned about the serious problems and threat posed by corruption to the stability and security of societies, undermining the institutions and values of democracy, ethical values and justice, and jeopardizing sustainable development and the rule of law. Delegates to the convention were given the power to promote and strengthen measures to prevent and combat corruption more efficiently and effectively, to facilitate and support international cooperation and technical assistance in the prevention of and fight against corruption, and to integrate and promote accountability and proper management of public affairs and public property. The theme for this year's celebration of the International Anti-Corruption Day is UNCAC at 20, Uniting the World Against Corruption. The EFCC had the roadwork against corruption to raise public awareness on anti-corruption and to commemorate the day in Abuja and across all its commands. Ojutokunami Eche has the details.
Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has vowed to tackle looters of public funds, drainers of resources and other corrupt elements in Nigeria in order to make room for growth and development across the country. He stated this in Abuja in a roadwalk held in commemoration of the 2023 International Anti-Corruption Day. Olukoyede pointed out that the EFCC, under his watch, would not allow resources meant for economic growth and the greater good of Nigerians to be cornered by looters, and that every stolen fund would be recovered to develop social systems in the country. He stated that the EFCC will remove opportunities that enable corruption and that messages have been sent to all gatekeepers of Nigeria's finances that the Commission will work with them and monies released will be tracked and monitored to be used for what it's meant for. Olukoyede decried the hurtful effects of corruption on Nigerians, promising that the anti-corruption mandate of the EFCC is being refocused to stimulate growth and development in all the sectors of the country.
As a matter of fact, across our other 14 zonal commands, we have similar activities going on. So I want to encourage you, don't let us give up. Irrespective of what we are seeing today, there seems to be light at the end of the tunnel. We will win at last.
On the theme of the 2023 International Anti-Corruption Day, UNCAC at 20, Uniting the World Against Corruption, Olukoyede stated that the whole world must come together to fight corruption and expressed readiness to approach the international community for the recovery of stolen funds kept abroad. He stressed that those keeping looted funds abroad are more corrupt than Nigerians, and as such, the Commission will go after them until all stolen funds are recovered and used to develop Nigeria. He called on Nigerians to show more support for the government, assuring that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is ready to promote businesses and public good.
We have sent word to all the gatekeepers of our finances in Nigeria that we are going to work with them. Every kobo that is released, we will trail it, we will track it, and we will monitor it. We will make sure that the naira is used to benefit Nigerians, not just a few people. Students will benefit, workers will benefit, old people will benefit, retirees will benefit. It is a commonwealth. It's a commonwealth. It's for all of us.
The roadwork, which started at the Abuja Zonal Command of the EFCC in Wuse District through some major roads in Maitama, witnessed massive turnout of Nigerians from all walks of life, including staff of the EFCC, civil society organizations, representatives of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC), the police, armed forces, National Youth Service Corps (NYSC), women groups, media, and other stakeholders. Amidst singing and dancing, banners with different descriptions condemning corruption were displayed by the crowd.
EFCC is for everybody. EFCC is fighting for everybody in this country. Wherever you are, whatever position you are in this country,
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, represented by the Commissioner of Police, Federal Capital Territory, Harunaji Garba, expressed delight with the roadwork, describing it as a demonstration of renewed hope of progress in Nigeria. He stated that Nigeria has potential on air, land, and beneath the ground, and if all is harnessed without corruption, citizens will be able to provide for their children and children yet unborn.
To kill corruption and to defeat corruption in this country, we must put our hands together. EFCC cannot do it all alone. It is the fight that we must take it headlong. All the facets of the society.
The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, represented by Group Captain Abdullahi Abu, expressed support for the EFCC in its crusade against corruption and called on every Nigerian to continue to support it to make Nigeria great. He assured the EFCC that the Nigeria Air Force stands with it to fight corruption through prevention, enforcement, and coordination.
We want to assure the EFCC that the Nigerian Air Force, as well as all the security agencies and all stakeholders, stand with you in the fight against corruption.
In Lagos, the executive chairman of the EFCC, who spoke through the Lagos Zonal Command, Michael T. Wetkas, stated that the commission is still committed to the corruption prevention template of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, UNCAC. He said as part of efforts to continuously achieve this prevention focus, the commission under his watch would prioritize collaboration, professionalism, synergy with local and foreign enforcement agencies, as well as strict adherence to the rule of law.
what you are witnessing today is the World Anti-Corruption Day. As we are marching in Nigeria, others are marching in all other parts of the world in the same manner. The voice is united and saying no, no, no to corruption.
Also speaking in Kano during the roadwalk, the EFCC chairman stated that fighting corruption with professionalism is the only way to attract foreign investors, which will in turn boost the country's economy and repair the image of Nigeria among the Committee of Nations. Olukoyede, who spoke through Ahmed Usman, also charged the staff of the commission to be diligent and resourceful in their work. In Benin City, the work began at the Benin Zonal Command of the Court Road through Sapele Road, Ring Road, Oba Market Road, Oba Kavere Road, Plymouth Road, Airport Road, Izoti Street, before terminating at the Commission's office. The colorful event had staff clad in T-shirts bearing various anti-corruption messages, with core members and civil society organizations carrying banners with various inscriptions such as "Say No to Corruption," "It's Evil," "Shun Corruption," "Stop Any Form of Corruption," and a host of others. Speaking on behalf of the EFCC chairman, Ola Olukoyede, the zonal commander, Kanu Idago, said the theme of this year's Anti-Corruption Day emphasized the need for collective efforts against the menace. The roadwalk, aimed at creating awareness on the negative impacts of corruption on Nigeria's economic development, was held in all the 14 zonal commands of the EFCC.
Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has called for greater collaboration among agencies, organizations and the international community in the fight against economic and financial crimes and other acts of corruption. He made the call in Abuja at a one-day seminar to commemorate the 2023 International Anti-Corruption Day. Abbas Abubakar Umar is our guide.
At the seminar, which was put together by the Interagency Tax Team IATT in collaboration with the European Union EU International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance IDEA Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption ROLAC, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime UNODC and MacArthur Foundation, Olukoyede stated that the EFCC alone nor any other agency in the business of fighting corruption cannot operate without collaborating with others to achieve greater results. The EFCC, who spoke through Director Operations of the Commission, Abdul Karim Chukol, explained that collaboration speaks strongly to the fact that neither the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, nor any other agency in the business of fighting corruption can do it alone. He stated that the multidimensional nature of corruption and sophisticated tactics which antisocial elements now deploy in ensuring that they defraud others or appropriate commonwealth and protect the proceeds of their crimes for themselves and families make collaboration compelling. Koide further stressed that the theme of the event, Uniting the World Against Corruption, was appropriate, adding that it resonated loudly with the celebration of 20 years of United Nations Convention Against Corruption, UNCAC, being the legally binding multilateral anti-corruption protocol adopted by the United Nations member states in 2003. He identified corruption as an existential threat, fatal to the survival of nations and their people, adding that the only one option left for the global community is to unite in battle against it. He urged the global community to unite and work together in the fight against corruption through intelligence sharing, capacity building, field operation collaborations, and renewed commitment to provide effective mutual legal assistance across jurisdictions, while reiterating EFCC's resolve to ensure that corruption and the corrupt do not win against the country and the citizens. He added that taking the corrupt down is a full-scale war for the EFCC. In her remark, representative of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Victoria Ogjobane stated that Nigeria is one of the early signatories to the convention and has since shown commitment to the fight against corruption by making sure her treaty or deliberations are fulfilled. Director General Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiatives (NITI) Oji Ogonaya Oji called for renewed commitment from all stakeholders in the fight against corruption. He stressed that it is imperative for everyone to review their commitment and approach to the war against corruption, as new approach requires global partnership, collaboration in sharing information and data, human capital development, passion and interest, including interagency cooperation. A representative of the United States, Jason Smith, assured that the U.S. was committed to working with Nigeria and the international partners to reinforce anti-corruption efforts. Youth engagement was exhibited with a debate competition among some selected secondary schools in Abuja. Engaging the youth has been one of the high points of the International Anti-Corruption Day event, as this enables the younger generation to showcase their level of awareness in the fight against corruption. Student from Government Girls Secondary School GGSS Dutse Abuja emerged the overall winner.
Secretary to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Mohammed Hamajoda, has tasked parents across the country to be more committed to the upbringing of their children and offer good examples in order to raise the bar of integrity at home. He gave this charge while receiving members of the Advocacy for Positive Behavioral Patterns Initiative, AFPBI, at the corporate headquarters of the EFCC in Abuja. Abbas Abubakar Omar again is our guide.
Joda said the fight against corruption cannot be fought by the Commission alone and that it will require the involvement of parents, role models and other stakeholders. He urged Nigerians to be good examples to the young ones at all times, as moral values have gone so bad in such a way that many youths are into many things like drugs, they tell lies, they are corrupt and out of control. He advised that parents should be able to correct and call their children to order by not only speaking to their children but also living by example, because children are very observant of their parents' behaviors. He further stressed that the Commission prioritizes prevention initiatives against corruption, assuring that the EFCC was ready to cooperate and collaborate with them in creating awareness.
And one of our function is also to prevent and enlighten the society, the ills and the evils of corruption. And we cannot just do it like that on our own. We have to do it in conjunction with civil society organizations, as you are part of them.
Speaking earlier, Director of the Campaign Team of Advocacy for Positive Behavioral Patterns Initiative, Manba Midele, said that the purpose of the initiative is to impact positively in the lives of children and youths by catching them young and sensitizing them against crimes, especially to enable them to have more useful directions in life. He further mentioned that they are willing to partner with the Commission in the areas of capacity building of its resource personnel, sensitization of youth, and active engagement of other layers of the society to the need for accountable practices.
What we actually came in to do here now is that we create sensitization. Like over the years, we've seen that with EFCC, they've been fighting, there's a particular trend now going on. You call it Yahoo Yahoo, you call it advanced free fraud, you call it 419, all sorts of names. Take it or leave it, it's still crime. And we're looking for a way to begin to tell these youths at an early stage that this particular inclination you are going into, you need to have a redirection. And these are the reasons.
Bas Abubakar Umar, reporting for the Eagle.
The Niger Delta Students Union government has expressed its support for the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC in its quest to rid the country of economic and financial crimes and other acts of corruption. This disclosure was made when a delegation of the union, led by its president, Comrade Scott Ogunshere, visited the corporate headquarters of the EFCC in Jabi, Abuja on a courtesy visit. Ojochokutami Eche tells us more on this and other reports.
Ogunshere said that the union decided to partner with the EFCC to keep the campaign against economic and financial crimes running in order to reduce the number of students involved in cybercrime. He stated that the Niger Delta Student Union have designed plans for the students' community in the region and decided to come up with a security summit to campaign against social vices, especially cybercrime. He said the union body understands that students and youths are guilty of this offense, hoping that with the project, a reduction of number of students involved in cybercrime will be achieved.
Among our plans for the student community in our region, we decided to come up with the security summit and also campaign against social vices. And we've written to the IG, we also wrote to your office. We said it would be nice for us to partner and also seek for your support.
Responding, Secretary to the Commission Mohammed Hamajoda commended the students for the initiative, urging them not to relent in the good work they are doing to help the Commission fight corruption. Hamajoda encouraged the students to always reach out to the Commission when doing their campaigns against cybercrime, assuring them of the Commission's assistance with resource persons whenever possible.
Good. At your own level, you identify these are the vices that are crippling our youth and for other people in the society. And you have now come up with this, how to mitigate it. Prevention is always the key. And that's why we have publicity and enlightenment in the Commission, so that to serve as bedrock for spreading information campaign how to prevent all this kind of vices. So you are our partner.
In a related development, the executive chairman of the EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has charged students across the world to get involved in the anti-corruption fight of the commission by preaching the ills of corruption to their parents and peers. He gave the charge when students of Purpling School, Maraba, Nasarawa State, came on a study tour to the commission. Olukoyede, represented by head of EFCC Radio, Deputy Commander of the EFCC, Nwanyima Okeanu, charged the students to spread the anti-corruption message to their peers and everyone in the society. The chairman noted that the EFCC was specifically established to ensure that economic and financial crimes do not destroy the country, but to make the nation conducive for the prosperity of all, and for that reason, the fight against corruption should involve every patriotic citizen.
And how are you going to do that? By ensuring that you do not imbibe the bad things that the older generation have taken in. You are young people and you are growing up. Let it be your aspiration to see that Nigeria is saved, that Nigeria gets to where it's supposed to be in the world.
Head Creative Communications Unit of the Commission, Chris Oluka, spoke on attitudinal change in the fight against corruption and urged students to focus their minds and attitudes in the right direction. He said changing attitude requires building discipline and knowing what to do at the right time, and urged the students to join hands with the Commission and make Nigeria great. Head of Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit of the Commission, Aisha Mohammed, stated that the EFCC places high value on the youth, given that they are the leaders of tomorrow. He stated that at the EFCC, value is placed on children and youths in the fight against corruption, as they are the most important stakeholders, and the EFCC enlists them in the fight so they can stand and fight for the future they desire. Also speaking on the effects of cybercrime on today's youth, Chief Superintendent of the EFCC, Daniel Nwaka, urged the students to resist the use of cyberspace for committing crimes. Nwaka said the cyberspace can and should be used for positive activities and not for criminality. Still on Purpling School, Maraba, Nasarawa State, the executive chairman of the EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, charged school children in the country to embrace integrity in the fight against corruption. The chairman gave the charge at the inauguration of its Integrity Club in the school at Nasarawa State. The club is one of the Commission's tools of inculcating anti-corruption virtues in school children. The Commission's chairman, represented at the occasion by the head EFCC Radio DCE Nwanyima Okeanu, noted that corruption was the biggest evil that afflicts the country. He stated that corruption is evil, and no matter how small or insignificant it may appear, it should not be condoned. Olukoyede further charged the students to be of exemplary behavior by eschewing examination malpractices, lying, pocket picking, and every antisocial behavior that could mar their future. Head Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit, Aisha Mohammed, while speaking at the event, enjoined the students to be patriotic and committed to the fight against economic and financial crimes by speaking out against internal fraud and corruption, adding that as patriotic Nigerians, everyone has a duty to save the country. He stressed that children are Nigeria's future, and that's why EFCC believes in bringing the anti-corruption message to their doorstep for them to own the fight and enable them achieve the Nigeria of their dream. The head of school, Magdalene Apenanibo Ojime, thanked the Commission for the initiative of grooming children for the fight against corruption and ensured that the Integrity Club of Purpling School would yield the desired results. Ojo Chukutami Eche, reporting for The Eagle.
Please listen to this announcement. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has been inundated with barrage of complaints from well-meaning Nigerians concerning unauthorized withdrawals from their bank accounts, which investigations by the Commission have linked to automated teller machine ATM debit, card swapping, or fraud. The modus operandi of fraudsters involved in this nefarious practice involves keeping a debit card of the same bank and, in the guise of helping a confused bank customer at any ATM point, swaps the card in such a hurry that the customer will not notice and at the same time memorizes the PIN used in trying the fake cards. This card gets stuck in the machine due to a wrong PIN, and the fraudster quickly abandons the victim, advising him or her to report to the bank while making away with the victim's card to make immediate withdrawals from the account. This card swapping typically happens in any service delivery point, such as point of sales POS terminals, ATM points, among others. The fraudulent practice is gaining momentum across the country, and the banking public is enjoying to be more circumspect in the use of debit cards. In view of the foregoing, the following tips may be useful in avoiding further financial losses by the banking public. 1. Cards should be kept in a safe place always. Whenever you get your card back after making any payment, make sure it is actually your card and not just one that looks similar. 2. Regularly check your bank statement for any unknown transactions. 3. Set transaction alert to monitor any activity on your account or with your bank card. 4. Cover the keypad with your hand or body when entering your PIN at POS terminal or ATM machines. 5. Do not be in a rush to make a payment or withdrawals. Request for assistance only from officials of the bank. 6. Call for your bank to block your ATM cards immediately when your cards are stuck in the ATM machines or whenever you observe any irregularity. 7. Ensure you know your bank's ATM offline blocking code and quickly make use of it whenever it is misplaced or stolen. 8. Dial the USSD code *966 *911# and follow the pop-up instruction to block your ATM card instantly. The EFCC will not relent in safeguarding personal, corporate and national finances in its quest to rid our nation of all forms of economic and financial crimes. And that's a wrap on this week's episode of The Eagle. Until we come your way again next week, same time, same station, with another interesting edition, let's keep the conversation going by sending an email to info@efcc.gov.ng. You can also call us on 0809 3322 644. Use the EFCC mobile app, The Eagle Eye, to report any fraud you see happening around you. You download the app, you follow the steps and report fraud on the go. And you can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload them. Also remember to join us every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. on our web-based town hall meeting called EFCC Connect, where we answer your questions and note your observations of the fight against corruption in order to serve you better. I am Aisha Muhammad, leaving you with these words from Thomas Jefferson that says, "Let the eye of vigilance never be closed. Let us all be patriotic. See something, and rest assured the EFCC will do something about it. Nigeria is the only country we have, and we all have to come together to salvage it. Say no to economic and financial crimes." Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. Please do stay safe, be kind to yourself and to others around you, and do enjoy the rest of the week.